The future has become a nightmare for the poor. You have to pay for everything. Even if you're in prison, you have to pay to turn off the lights in your cell. If you want to sit down or sleep, you have to pay for that too. And if no money left, you have no right to sleep and eventually no right to live. But even in such a system, the guy tries to survive. Every day, he is given a box containing a needle, several balls of yarn, and an old knitting instruction manual. After spending a day studying it, he made a baby hat. He handed it in at the window and received a measly 20 cents. The conditions in this prison are hellish and the prices are very high. Turning off the light in a prison cell for an hour costs 1 cent. One serving of food also costs 1 cent. Jack began to live on the edge. He ate once a day, slept with the light on, and endured not going to the toilet so as not to pay for it. He did everything he could to save money. In a few weeks, he learned to knit faster. He worked day and night to save up at least 500 coins. That's how much a phone call cost. He hoped to call his mother so she could help pay for a lawyer. When the connection was established, a timer started on the screen and the money began to be deducted. Seeing her son in prison, his mother was shocked. Jack muttered hastily, "I need 10,000," and the connection was lost because his balance was depleted. The young man cried out in despair at the monitor and banged on the walls. However, nothing could be undone. 3 months passed, and one day the system's voice asked, "Do you admit guilt? If yes, you will remain in prison for 45 years. If no, you must hire a lawyer." Jack was in complete despair and didn't know what to say, and then he saw an unread message. His mother had transferred the money after all. For the first time in a long time, hope flashed in his eyes. He immediately called a lawyer, but barely had time to explain his problem before Jack's balance was reset to 0. A few minutes later, the lawyer called him back. He suggested that Jack admit his guilt. At that point, the connection was lost. The guy froze and didn't even know what he was being held for. All he remembered was walking down the street and suddenly encountering a police drone that arrested him. He was about to give up when suddenly the system's voice said, "You are found not guilty." Jack froze. He saw that the cell door had opened and he could just walk away.